You're gonna... Oh, no. Don't target my unit like that. And they scared my horses off. No, don't do that. That ain't good. Yeah. Screw this. I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna waste any more time. No. I'm not gonna waste any more time doing this. I'm not gonna waste it. You know, I'm out here taking people's crappy saves and doing their work for them. Nope. Oh,
This is my third save file being stuck in this settlement. Okay, someone please send help. Okay, please.
What is up, guys? I finally cracked it after 20 or so attempts. I have finally discovered the secret, or I have been shown the secret. This was a trick that someone on my Discord called RG found out and put into video form. You can actually use the building in the center of the fort for cover from archers. They can't arc their fire over it. So I'm placing this unit of Yari Ashigaru in Yari wall, making it super compact. I'm placing it directly behind the central building in the Tenshu with the samurai retainers in guard mode. Those guys, their role in the battle is to just buy us time while we do everything else, while the archers are on the walls acting as the first layer of the delaying tactic. And then the rest of the strategy is similar to what I did in the previous video. So I have lone swords, three groups of lone swords. One is gonna go head on into the enemy stack, into the first enemy army. The other two are gonna have a flanking role with the Katana Ronin. And I placed the Katana Ronin very deliberately on the right side because that's where the Katana Samurai and the more elite enemy units are gonna show up. So I wanna meet them. I wanna fight fire with fire. I wanna meet them right where the fighting is thickest with my highest quality units, while the Naginata warrior monks are out in the rear. And that's not the only thing that's over here. Another novel tactic, I put my Bo Ashigaru into melee mode, and very first order that I gave them was to burn down the gatehouse. The reason I did that is because I'm anticipating that the AI is going to capture the flags on both of my gates, and that's going to lock me out of the fort. The only way I'll be able to get in with the outside force is to climb in, and that's going to take way too much time, and it's also going to cost me men as they climb up the wall. So I'm preempting that. I'm going to burn down the gate. I burnt down the gate to ensure that my men have easy access to the fort when the time comes, because my samurai retainers and that lone unit of Yari Ashigaru, they're not going to last forever. They're not going to last forever. They're going to buy us a lot of time, but they will eventually fall, and then I'm doomed. I could outplay the AI. I could outplay them everywhere throughout the whole battle outside the fort, but all they need to do is they capture the flag and they win. And that's the disadvantage with opting for a siege defense, with going with stationing your troops inside the fort. Yeah, you do get the advantage of fortifications, but you also give the AI the option of just capturing the flag, and they don't even need to outplay you. You can outplay all you want and you just end up losing. And now I'm probing, looking for any weak spots to charge my general in, using my generals as cavalry. They are basically smaller versions of katana cavalry, so I'm using that in that role. They're going to take a bit of a beating in this battle, but I need to pull out all the stops. I cannot leave anything on the table in terms of my battlefield effectiveness. I need to use every unit over here, no matter how little I wish to risk them. I need to get down and dirty, and this is going to be such a gritty fight. It's already so gritty because I'm fighting them on level terrain, and that's one of the disadvantages of this map. This is a very interesting siege defense map because normally for most siege defense maps, they consistently they favor the defender. A lot of the siege defense maps, but this one is an exception. This one doesn't so much favor the defender as much as it favors the person with ranged superiority. These waterways, they're a huge advantage for the person who has ranged superiority. If you have a unit of guns, or if you have a lot of archers, you can place them outside on the slopes and do some damage with the water slowing them down. But the Hojo have ranged superiority in this fight. So if I just put my lone swords on the slope and just waited for them, they're just gonna pelt me with arrows and attrition me to death, and I can't afford that. I have to go out there, all the way out there, crossing all these waterways, and these waterways are just gonna slow me down. And that is the bane of siege defense tactics, when you have things, terrain features like water slowing you down, because this kind of fight, these types of fights are all about momentum. They're all about keeping your momentum and causing multiple successive chain routes, and the water doesn't really it's not really conducive to that when it's slowing you down. And the enemy army is sending in all of their spear infantry. The majority of their spear infantry, they're sending the majority of their spear infantry to attack my units outside the fort, which is good. And I'm going to do my best to engineer fights here as favorably as possible. I do not want to have counter-charging Yari Ashigaru or Yari Samurai into my lone swords. What I want to do is I want to get them on the hook with my general and then charge them in the flank with the lone swords. Get a clean charge off, and they're instantly wavering. They are immediately wavering just by having their flanks exposed and being outnumbered in this section. And they're so quickly shattering. They barely lasted in the melee. They just melted. But now here's where it gets difficult. We have rapid advancing Yari Samurai, so faster units with much better charge bonus. They're going to deal some serious damage to my lone swords on the charge. Lone swords will beat Yari Samurai in a straight fight, but I do not have the time or numbers to get bogged down. I just cannot afford to get bogged down on one of these fights. I need to, the longer I get stuck in the fight, the more my men in the fort are getting worn down by attrition, and the more and more I'm losing my momentum. And I just popped whistling arrows. I just popped it. I decided it was now or never. My bow monks are slowly losing their numbers in the fort. I decided it was now or never to use whistling arrows. And the interesting thing with bow monks is you don't get bow monks for their shooting skill or for their range. You get bow monks for that whistling arrows. Use it at the right time and it can really make a difference. So we managed to break multiple units of Yari Samurai. That's the strongest. Those are the strongest melee units that the Hojo army has. The majority of units left on the field are Bo Ashigaru and Bo Samurai. And look at my garrison units. Look at the units I let in the fort. They're just barely at half their total strength. They are holding so well. That fort, the central building is helping so well. The archers don't have a proper line of sight. They can't arc their fire to get my samurai retainers or my Yari Ashigaru. So I'm only concerned with the melee on that front, and instead the bows are slowly moving around the fort to try and get some shots at my external units. And I managed to lure this Yari Samurai into a terrible fight in the water, in the shallows, against the Yari Ashigaru, putting it in a terrible spot where I could get a downhill charge with my cavalry. And now it's taking the fight to the bows. My worst nightmare. This is facing my fear. It's taking the fight to the bows. I need to get in there, close in as fast as possible, especially the firebomb throwers. I need to close in with the firebomb throwers. The firebomb throwers are such a great target in this fight because they're so easy to rout in a melee. And when you do rout them, they will end up causing... They will cause a morale shock to cascade down into the Bo Ashigaru behind them. So them being in the fight is a huge liability for the enemy army. And I also popped Warcry at the same time. I'm just trying to stack as many morale penalties. So monks Warcrying, they're also losing the melee against lone swords and warrior monks, and now they have the general right in their rear, the secondary general right in their rear. And I have not popped stand and fight yet this whole fight. It's been a tough decision, but I cannot sacrifice mobility. I need every mobile cavalry unit I can get to be involved in the fight. And now I'm sending, here's what I was talking about, the burning down the gate. Now I'm sending 2 sword units, one of my sword groups, into the fort to try and buy time. The timer is slowly starting to tick down now. I need to put units into the fort. It's like an investment. You put units into the fort and you get more time. So I need to do that right now. I need to buy more time for this fight to resolve. It's still as good as a coin toss. Even after all of the chain routing we've done, it's still as good as a coin toss. Coin toss. And I sent my general back just a few seconds ago. I sent my generals charging into the enemy bows to stop them from firing, both to interrupt their firing. And you'll notice that the bows are barely getting any shots off. And here the cavalry, enemy cavalry, getting involved. I completely forgot about them. I completely forgot about the enemy cavalry, and now they're getting charges into my lone swords. I'm trying to get my warrior monks in there to intervene. Thankfully, they charged into their own cavalry, which nullified, which dulled the charge. Cavalry charging into the lone sword is not a good idea, but we have eco morale and so much experience that they could at least withstand it. It did not dismay them. And here are the archers. Most of these enemy archers aren't getting any shots off. Their line of sight is completely blocked. And that's the thing. The game has an actual physics engine that tries to model the way arrows behave, and it's... in these scenarios, the archers can't properly arc their shots. They have so much difficulty trying to arc their shots and get a target. And the cavalry have broken. It helps so much that the enemy general is dead. Otherwise, these units would not be shattering. They would only be breaking and coming back right to the fight. And it is such a sweaty fight. It is so gritty. It is such a gritty fight. Even after all of the chain routing we've done, even after all of the carnage we've caused, these units are still standing. It is still a close fight. We're getting some wavering archers, but they also stabilized, and that's unfortunate. Popping rally, just trying to eke out every advantage I can get. And I think my general is going to rout at this point, the secondary general. Yep, he routed, but he didn't die. He didn't die. He routed, and now I have stand and fight. This is when I decided to pop stand and fight. I decided it would be better to give my army some blanket bonuses instead of roaming with my general and probably risking him dying on a charge. And it's so unresponsive right now. I'm trying to get these warrior monks around. I'm trying to get these warrior monks around, get a clean charge, just finally break this army. And is that it? Is that it? Look at how close this is. Oh my god. Is that it? Are we gonna finally get it? Are we finally gonna get it? Oh no, they stabilized again. There is one unit of bow samurai down there that is killing our momentum with its morale. Just one unit of bow samurai in the mix that is killing our momentum right now and risking the whole fight. Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Did we do it? Did we do it? Did we do it? And that's it. Yeah, that's the morale shock. That's the morale shock. That's the army losses modifier, and we did it. We did it. We did it, and both our generals survived, and we still preserved the Naginata warrior monks. I did not save the bow monks. I could not find a way to save the bow warrior monks. That's unfortunate. That's the biggest loss in this battle. The bow warrior monks, such a useful unit, useful specialist unit that we just lost, and it's difficult to replenish them, to replace them. But we did it. We did it. We did it, guys. We pulled out all the stops. We left nothing on the table. I might have improved in a few areas. There was one point where my lone swords got stuck in a fight with the Artic samurai. I really protracted one. I could have done that a bit better, but I was so tired of trying this out and just trying to eke out a victory. I'm just gonna accept what I get. Ooh. Ooh. What is it gonna give us? A costly victory. Yeah. Oh my god. So 3 units lost. One of them was bow warrior monks. The vast majority of them survived. Both of our generals survived. So I took what RG did. RG ended up losing one of his generals and half the units. I took what he did and I built on it and got about a almost 1 to 4.5 KD ratio. And we're going to replenish because this is mid-turn and they are not. So this is great. Oh my god, that was some of my best gameplay in this game. It just keeps on getting better. When I started the series, I was doing it. I was so excited to get these scenarios where I just have to put out some novel tactics, like using buildings as obstructions for archers, and then whistling arrows and war cries. So much unique stuff, and then burning down my own gates to try and prevent them from locking me out the fort. These are the fights I live for. Send more of these saves my way, guys. Just anything. Shogun 2, follow the samurai. Just send them my way. anything. I just want to see what I can do, what I can pull off. Thank you so much, Stupid Boy, for sending me this save. It's been quite a ride. I've learned a lot. Like I'm surprised you could actually use buildings to obstruct archers. I thought they could hit you no matter what, as long as you're in range. But yeah, you learn something new every day. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely appreciate the support. You can hop onto Discord and join in all the fun. We talk about everything gaming and non-gaming related. Find people to play games with. You can also hop onto my Patreon, support the channel. I definitely appreciate the support, and you get access to exclusive videos. And you can also check out the merch store. Get your own branded merch, caps, beanies, bottles, water bottles over here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.